Scott here, Home Farm Ideas, and today I'm going to be breaking down, because they're breaking down, my Dutch buckets. So let's get right to it. All right, so just to show you guys, I had a rail system, and I have a rail system, I should say, and I can basically turn off the water here and turns off the water to this. This is my inlet. This is my outlet that goes back to my sump tank, okay? So the reason why I'm changing these out is because if you look at this last video here in the card section, well, that's my playlist. You can actually see all the stuff that I did on Dutch buckets for my AP system. But I did these probably about 2 years ago, and they cost me like 37 bucks for, I think it was 6 of them at the time. So now it cost me 37 bucks, but I'm only going to be replacing 5 of them. And I might do something different down there on the end. But I have slots for 6 buckets here, okay? And the reason, see the holes? So the reason why I'm doing the 5 obviously is because I can only buy 5 or 10, I think it was, and I don't need 10, so I might do something different. But these buckets, they don't stand up to the sun forever, okay? And so I went to go pick up one, and okay, they're not supposed to do that. So they've just been sun rotted basically. So I can still use the hardware, I'm hoping, because these were not in the sun. The buckets were actually facing the other direction, so the grommets are pretty good still. And so I'm thinking all this pipe work would be useful. So I'm gonna be doing peppers again this year because peppers they grew really well. I literally had buckets of peppers. So I would take them to church and we'd eat a lot of pepper steak and all kinds of other stuff. So anyways, I'm gonna basically dump all this out. I think this is how I'm gonna do it. Dump all the hydrogen out. I already took the pepper plants that I had in there out. I'm gonna dump the hydrogen out, and then I'm also going to take out the hardware and then drill the holes in the new bucket. So, but I just wanted to show you guys the reason why. It's because it's just sun rotted. So 2 years, 37 bucks, not too bad. Now I did want to point out with the roots that are in the bottom of the bucket, I'm not going to take a whole lot of those out because I'm going to be adding worms to all the new buckets. There are some worms in here, but if I have an overabundance of worms in there, what they're going to do is they're going to demolish those roots in like 2 days. Especially when they're dead roots like this, they will eat all of them quickly. So put worms in your AP system, for crying out loud. Just pulled out some of those roots, obviously. See that? In my opinion, there's no avoiding it. I have some tips on my other videos on how to not grow so many roots that would clog that elbow down there. But yeah, I mean, basically remember this and it'll help you. The water, or the root systems, will follow the water. So wherever the water goes, the roots are going to run after the nutrients in the water. So when I water my buckets, say this is the back, okay, but they go that way. So when I water them, I water my buckets to the front. That way when the water goes this way, the roots will go that way, and it just takes longer for them to get to this point and then clogs up that area. I get probably 1 clog per year, where I used to get clogs all the time because I would water right underneath the worm there. I would water right in the middle and the roots would go straight down to where the nutrients are. So keep that in mind. It's actually not too difficult removing the roots when they're clumped up like that. I'm not gonna bore you with it though, like I'm boring you with this. All right, last one. Ooh, big old worm. Funny thing is I didn't really put worms in these buckets. They just kind of made their way in here. I did have put some, but not a lot. This, I don't think that's a composting worm. I think that is a night crawler. But anyway, they're in there. So I'm gonna take the rest of these roots out and let's do the buckets. As you can see, they are cleared out. Very little algae growth on the bottoms of certain ones. Nothing that really affects my water. So now we need to get the hardware out, and I'm just gonna start pulling it out. I'm not even gonna rinse these buckets, but I will rinse the hardware. So, let's do it. So I'm taking the inside out first. Okay. Then I'm just gonna pull that out. Comes right out. Look at that, nice and yummy. And then the grommet. And I want to check these to see if we're still good here. Let me see. No cracks in them, no nothing. So I did a video on how exactly I put these together. You can also check the card here. And another one here, same thing. See if this one's just as easy. Okay. Check that video on how I put this together, because I go in more detail. It's boring, obviously. Maybe, well, I don't know. Maybe for you it won't be, but it tells you how I did it. So, grommet. Yep, looking really good. Okay, so I'm gonna get plenty of time out of these. I'm just trying to see if they're split anywhere, and they're not. So we're good. So I'm not going to show you any more buckets. A few things I need to match up is obviously this hole and this hole right here. That's where I put my water line. That way I can keep the lids on them if I want to. So we just need to match those up. And of course I'm going to do that here. It's basically what I did on this one was I came up 2 inches from the bottom, which happened to be directly on this line. All right, so on that other bucket, there's this little, I don't know if you guys can see this, but see, yeah, you can probably see it. There's this little line here and a line here, okay? What I did was I put it right in the middle of that. So it's like almost like a little spot that's meant to have you drill into it. So if you go right in the middle, I'm not going to be too anal about where I'm putting it, other than I'm trying to keep it in the middle of that. And you don't want to push too hard. Just want to kind of let the drill do the work for you. Because you don't want to, if you push too hard, you do run a risk of ripping this. This is a lot more elastic. Like basically I can bend this a lot more than the other one, but still, you don't want to cause too much of a problem. I know a lot of you guys are going to tell me, hey Matt, you know, why don't you actually wrap something around it? And I might do that later. I probably should have done it on my other buckets because they would have lasted a whole lot longer, but I don't know, it's $37 for 2 years. I mean, to me, that's not really a big issue, and I can't think of anything that I would want to wrap around this that's going to last through the sun as well. So I don't know. I don't want to tape it. That's a lot of work, you know. So I'm just trying to kind of streamline things a little bit. So let's go ahead and let's drill this hole here. Again, for the hole, for, you know, this hole here, I used a 1-inch or a 25mm hole saw here. Of course, Ryobi's helping me out. So, like I said, it's not science. It's not a science or anything like that. I'm just coming up 2 inches, about 2 inches. I'm going to go on that line there and drill the hole through it. If you watch the video, like I told you on the card section, I basically tell you what the grommet size is and all that. I think. If not, I'll look it up for you guys and just ask in the comment section below. But basically, I'm going to put the tip of that right where it's supposed to go. I hate doing this on camera because if I screw it up, you guys are going to see that I don't know what I'm doing. Again, slow. See, stuff like that. Okay. Once those teeth drop, I reverse the saw. And just let the saw do the work. I like reversing it because it gives a cleaner cut. You don't really want to push too much, just kind of let the weight and the saw do the work. There we go. Okay. Cleaner cut means I don't have to deburr this thing so much, okay? So now that's done. I'm not going to show you guys all the other ones. I'm just going to show you hole here, hole there, and put a grommet in there and put my pipe in there. If you do have burrs, which you will, you just take a little razor and kind of cut all that off, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and let's put this grommet on it. You know, a lot of the muck that you would get in here from your past, you know, bucket that you have, that actually helps seal things up. So, just letting you know that. And if you don't have a really good seal right when you put this on, if you wait like a week or two, provided the leak is not crazy, eventually some of the solids tend to plug up holes. Okay, so we want to get that sealed a little bit better. Yeah, I can feel on the inside it's not going very good. All right, there we go. Okay, so there we go. Okay, now we would put a little bit of lubricant on there if you need to, or water, and you just shove that in there. It's with this smaller pipe. Sorry I didn't show you that, but with this smaller pipe, you really don't need a lot of lubrication, provided it's not you know, crazy stiff. Okay, so there we go. My downspout, or my drain. Hold on a second. My part jumped out of the way because it doesn't like being on video. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put that in there, same way it was set up before. There we go. The reason why I have it like this too is because number one, it's not touching the bottom completely. It's just a drip line coming in here, and I set it at a really low flow, and the water comes up to that point in the pipe and then it goes out, okay? The hydrogen that's in here cannot flow up through that pipe with it being so close to the bottom. All right, so we get the rest done. I'm not gonna put the hydrogen back in the buckets, but let's go ahead and let's get them set back up. My cat is watching a squirrel, but let's just get these buckets back set up. I'm gonna push fast forward on this. Alright, so now that we got the buckets all set up, It's as simple as filling them back up with hydrogen, which I'm not going to do in this video because it's kind of lame to just show you how you know how the hydrogen goes back in. Alright, so as you can see, a lot of the nutrients was still clogged up in the line. That cleared all the lines out though. So I'm going to run this at full blast. I never have it on this high, but I'm going to run it at full blast for now because I want to check for leaks at those grommets. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this video again. Alright, so now this thing is overflowing, and the reason why I know is because the back of this pipe, it's already leaking into my pipe here, which is my drain pipe. And if we tilt this back, well, let me lift it up a little. There you go. So it's flooding and draining, basically. The whole bucket's not flooding, though. It's got about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of water in the bottom. And like I said, this drain pipe, cap on the end, goes all the way back. I have another video. You can see it on the card section. So anyways, got my bucket set up for this year. And I'm looking forward to getting some pepper plants done. What kind of pepper plants do you guys think I should grow? I like jalapeno, so I'm probably gonna do one jalapeno. I'm gonna also do sweet bell peppers or red bell peppers, but we eat them when they're green because pepper steak. And maybe something else, maybe a loofah right here, and have it branch up onto that. So be doing strawberries there again as well. So anyways, if you guys like this video and if it was helpful in any way, and you like seeing content like this, please give me a thumbs up. And any comments, questions, suggestions in the bottom, you guys know what to do. Post them in the comment section below. If you guys want to see future videos, mash that bell icon and let them know, or let the thing know that you want to get email updates. This video took longer for me because I had to wait for my sweetheart to bring home the hole saw from my office. So anyway, aquaponics Dutch buckets set up for this year and for next year. So God bless you guys, and like always, peace.